On September 11th, it was a normal day. It was actually beautiful out. I was working in a hair salon in Long Island, which is a suburb kind of area of New York outside of Manhattan. I was outside and we just saw a billowing of smoke, just smoke coming out that you would almost think were clouds, but it came from the bottom and kept going up. We knew it was a fire, but I didn't realize it was as far as Manhattan that I was able to see where we were. We turned on the news and we saw the tower was hit.
It's 8:52 here in New York. I'm Bryant Gumbel. We understand that there has been a plane crash on the southern tip of Manhattan. You're looking at the World Trade Center. We understand
America
that
was in progress in the East Coast and the Midwest, but we're joined by the entire network just to show you some pictures at the foot of New York City. This is at the World Trade Center.
My name is Michael Farinacci. I'm a commercial pilot. The day of September 11th, very scary time for our country, and as a pilot, I was actually doing some flight training with one of my clients in a small Cessna aircraft, talking with ATC at the time, and on this instrument approach into Lakeland, Florida. Just as we finished the approach, the ATC tower at Lakeland asked us to land, which is a very odd thing because tower never asks the pilot to land. The pilot requests to land, and of course one of the first things you think about is, what did I do wrong? That wasn't the case. They asked us to land, and when I pulled off the runway and contacted ground control, I asked ground control, I said, was there a problem? Why did you ask us to land? And they said, we're unable to tell you details, but the entire nation is under a national ground stop. And that meant something very big.
And there were about 30 of us in the hair salon watching the news, and we saw it being hit again.
At the time, I was actually a flight attendant for Delta Airlines. Previously been a flight attendant for American Airlines out of Boston, and Flight 11 was a flight that I actually flew several times. What I was thinking was whether or not I knew anyone on that airplane, and I didn't, which was very surprising because Boston was a very small base and we knew pretty much everybody knew everybody. But I've been gone for about 6 months when 9/11 happened, and so I did not know anyone on the airplane. First thought was just couldn't imagine what they had gone through that day.
At that time, no one understood what was going on or if it was going to continue happening or what to do. Our boss gave us permission to leave, and I drove that 30 minutes back home to Queens shaking. I didn't know what to expect on my way home, if even an airplane was going to fall out of the sky.
This was a horrific situation that we were in, and things slowly got back to what we call a new normal, to where there was much more strict protocol in order to be able to fly. You could only fly in certain areas, and you had to have the aircraft under special permission to fly. And
as soon as we got home, I felt I was in the safety of my home, but still unsure because I knew my father worked in the tower. I had friends who worked in the tower. A lot of people I know were fire department and police officers also. I guess the first few hours was spent watching the TV. We saw another building be hit, everything just going on TV. And it was hard for me because I had a 6-year-old and I didn't want him to see me worried. I had to stay calm and stay in the living room and keep him watching cartoons away from this. The cell phone service was very different, and our towers were still in New York, weren't working. So we just kind of waited to hear. I lived downstairs from my mother-in-law, and she worked in Manhattan too. About 7 hours later, she came walking home from Manhattan, gray. She was covered in dust and dirt and in pain and didn't know what was happening her whole walk home. But that day, once the tower hit, they found humanity in each other. New York changed. Like from that, everyone kind of came together. That was one nice thing to see out of it, but the world kind of changed as I knew it. And after that, I never spoke about it until today. I never discussed it with anyone. Every September 11th, I made it a point to be on a cruise with my other children who didn't know that I was in Manhattan at the time. The last 2 years we weren't away. This will be the second summer we weren't away because I was in another state, and there are not as many memorials because that's hard. It's a tough day.